Supervisor Miller.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to put this up so that everyone can see it in the room. Brianna's copy. Okay, this is the ballot. This is what a ballot looked like that was mailed to a individual in the City of Tucson election. And as you can see on the right-hand side, we blacked out their name, but you can see that in the window of the envelope, anyone delivering that letter can see your party, which we are supposed to be able to vote secretly. And if you had a mail carrier that didn't want to see Republicans voting, or if you had, in the case of a Democrat party being shown on that envelope, someone could potentially, I'm not saying anything happened, but it could be a problem. And it was, as you know, we got the letter from the Election Integrity Commission. And I don't care who you are, what party you are, you should be concerned about that. That's kind of scary, because it leaves it open so that someone delivering your mail can actually see what party you are when they're delivering your ballot. And that, to me, was the biggest issue, because if I recall correctly, I believe on the affidavit that you put your ballot in, I think that's always showed the party. But they also brought that up for the city election as well. I don't know for sure if that's a fact, but this, they asked us to send a letter of concern to the City of Tucson from the Board of Supervisors. This request came from the Election Integrity Commission. So as a result of that, I'm going to move that we approve sending a letter of concern to the clerk of the City of Tucson, reiterating the concerns that were expressed by the Election Integrity Commission in their letter.
I'll second. And Mr. Chairman?
Supervisor Valdez.
If I can just add that maybe we make sure that we're not culpable in the same mistake.
Yes. I don't think we.
I don't think we are, but let's make sure.
But good point. Yeah.
I also find it kind of implausible that folks who deliver the mail are really interested in throwing an election. I'm sorry, that just sounds implausible to me and unreasonable. Quite honestly, it is a problem, and I do recognize that it's a problem. But I think that's something for the city to be able to figure out, and not so much for us.
Mr. Chairman, for the record, no one is accusing anybody of any wrongdoing, particularly mail carriers. However, this does expose a potential risk and hazard that is noteworthy enough to warrant the concern that we're sending to the city.
And Mr. Chairman?
Supervisor Valdez.
And in my case, voting is one of the most sacred rights, but there's that we vote in private has always been incredibly important. This has some concerns there.
Yeah, and that was the issue that they brought forward. And no one is accusing anyone of doing anything, but it just leaves that doubt in people's minds when they see something like this. So,
The biggest invasion of people's privacy in voting is for disabled people who very rarely can vote in private in any circumstance. And the machinery that we continue to create to try and alleviate these problems has shown to be a bigger problem. Because people can't always work the screen. People have all different kinds of issues. My point is that I understand that it's a problem. I understand that it needs to be rectified, but this doesn't rise to the level of busloads of undocumented people being delivered to precincts on the south side of Tucson, like I've heard accusations made in the past too.
there was no
crazy
accusation like that made. It
I'm
was
just saying stuff I've heard
simply a
before.
letter
Point of order?
concern.
Point of order, germaneness.
Yes.
I agree. You're right. Okay, let's vote. How about a roll call?
Supervisor Brunson? Aye. Supervisor Christie?
Yes?
Supervisor Miller?
Yes.
Supervisor Valdez?
Aye.
Chairman Elias?
No. Motion carries 4-1. Very good. We're on to item 11, petition for relief of tax